Not a bad rat.
The big talk in the town is 1022. I had about a year.
Hopefully y'all can hear the radio. This is the Jeff Dunlap interviewing Nick Ernie when he first bought round body grips or RBGs. This is 2019 interview. Gotta sit quiet, gonna work in this one. Today's video is gonna be a bit different. It's gonna be round skinned. It's gonna be skinned like a beaver because I'm getting 75% more interest online and 75% of the people are watching my round skin rats 75% closer than my regular ones. I haven't sold any of the regular ones. I've sold a ton of round ones. So round it is for this year, or for most of them. I'm selling for like $35 a pop, canned, these things, and they're going.
Just more weight in my truck or more weight I'm carrying.
Let's see how well I can do this without slicing the guts open.
Steaks or what have you, and stabilizing their trap, they put it in like a shape or upside down V at the top. And I do mine the opposite way, so it looked like a V sitting there, or I run it in the spring and kind of down the edge of the jaws, and it stabilizes the trap, and it also leaves the top open. You're setting on the bottom just like you would a square one. And then you're running through the jaws right through the spring like an X. And I don't use a lot of dive stick if I don't have to. Some places you need something to make them really dive down, but a lot of times if I can get by with a couple cattails or a small twig, you know, like the size of my...
So I go too fast, I put a hole in them, and I don't want to put a hole in the guts.
It really seems to work, and they don't seem to notice that stuff quite as much. Definitely feel like it ups my catch. I think a lot of times I mean, you definitely have to have dive sticks, you know, a lot of times in the position, but I think a lot of times if you don't have it set up right, them otters are so used to, everybody seems they go down, but I think a lot of times they just crawl right over the top. Yeah, definitely on otter. Actually, when I give my demos, I talk about that a lot, because if you've ever had the chance to watch an otter in the wild, or go to the zoo and watch them, you know, take your family to the zoo and use this as an excuse to learn how to kill otter.
I did that in SeaWorld. I went to watch the otters in SeaWorld to learn about their behavior. I just didn't say shit to people. Because all the people that are animal lovers, I'm over here thinking, how can I kill this thing? Just gonna hurry up and get this done. I'm wasting too much time playing this little, well, what can I do here better? You know, like... I'm wasting way too much time sitting here screwing around with this. Holy shit, that just came off way fast. But now, what I don't like about this is I got all this hefty meat out to get off, and I don't really have any scrapers, so I do it slow, but all that extra meat.
I'll sell them at my booth, or hang them in my shop, or use them for decoration, or whatever the case may be. But you know what? Honest to God, if I was down there and had a $30 cat in my trap, or if I was out in Colorado and had a $1,200 cat, I would be just as happy, and I mean, afterwards I'd rather have the Colorado cat. Right. When I walk out there, the blood's pumping just as much. I'm looking for that, see if I got a back foot catch where they're gonna jump out of my trap. Yeah, there's nothing worse than walking out, getting your phone out to take a picture, and that last lunge, it's free. No, I definitely know if you're using an offset trap, a Brigger number 2, you got a back foot catch, dispatch immediately.
Now you guys can see what I do with this. I'm gonna get dirty on this one. Puncture the eye, into the eye.
Like in the beginning, you know, like how you're doing RBGs, you know, like you're doing RBGs, but when you go down Mississippi, you're talking, you do the live market down there too. Yeah, we run the live market down there, and you know,
it's not as sharp, and I love that because less room for error. Puncture the eye.
We didn't necessarily chase them coyotes real hard down there. It was part of the reason we was there, but we was allowed to basically kill anything but a deer or a turkey. That's kind of the rule down south. They want everything gone except a deer or a turkey. And we was chasing cats and otters hard because we
there we go.
Really where we have to be. I don't remember, so I'm not even gonna say. I don't know. It's gonna be not like it was. But nothing even happened. It was the potential threat that some guys were all doing stuff in spots where they shouldn't have been doing it. Right.
stand up to them and take round back. And that's the way that the NTA seems to be going now.
Right. I mean, Indiana, I travel a lot in Kentucky because 30 minutes I can be in Kentucky from my house. And I've been helping lobby some of the rural laws. They got a different rulemaking system than we got. And the guys from the UTK are really forward thinking on this stuff, and they're really active in being at the state house and all that. And, you know, they did give a little bit. Like in Kentucky, you're only allowed to use a 5x5 on state property. But in return, they got a 72-hour check and a month extension on their beaver season. They just, sometimes you gotta give a little, get a little, but, you know, you gotta do what it's needed.
But I mean, I got a gold miner mentality too, you know, where I always think the next one is the big one, you know, so. You know, so I see the positives.
The way I look at selling some of these is just skin them and get them going. People are going to be happy to get an animal that otherwise they may never been able to get. Right? So just put them up, work on it, slow it down, take your time. These will all be adjusted. People are just happy because they don't want to have to go out there and kill them, but they want to look at them and be like, man, that's a pretty animal. I want to have that on my desk, right? So, yeah, so this one's pretty rough. I'm not super picky on how I'm tacking this out. I'm just trying to get a general shape, and then I'll adjust them around and see what I can do with it. So, this one's gonna, shrink a little bit, but that's still a pretty big animal. I didn't weigh him. I should have. My other one was 1.5 pounds. He's freaking tiny, and they look a lot bigger this way. And not to mention, you can sell them as an XL, right? Because there's no size chart for these. You can sell them if it's an XL in your state. It's an XL. There's no size chart, so people can't turn around and be like, "Hey, that's not up to spec. That's not this." Not that you're trying to rip people off, but in my state, it's big. In my region of the country, it's big, right? So they're not gonna turn around and try to stick it to you like, well, you're lying to me, because there is no actual size chart to this.
I mean, it was like a competition every day. You know, I was making
it's more. Do your way. Starting to feel like I'm gonna rip, and I'm starting to get a little worried. Like some of these are ripping, and I just need to get this tacked out and stop talking and get borax on this, because some of these are really starting to stretch. The skin on this, they're not 100% prime or whatever you want to call it. They're not late winter or middle winter, so they tend to still rip a bit. And I'm not going to worry about all the stuff on there, because at this point, you know what? This will dry it out. If I find something, I'll peel it off, see what I can do with it. But right now, that being said, I'm just going to try to prevent the ripping from the nails. I hate that the nails are triangular. I wish I can get some straight nails where they're old school round going in instead of angle so they rip. But, yeah. Yeah, look at this. It's not even straight. Because the way I cut it, it's not ideal. But they don't know that. And that's not, don't twist my words and be like, well, you're taking advantage of the customer. No. I'm stretching it to the point I want to stretch it the best I can. And I'm going to give them the best product I can without having to really, Now I can stretch it smaller. But since I cut this straight up the stomach, straight up the way I did, the initial cut wasn't straight. So there is no fixing this. But someone will be more than happy to have this for $15. I'll give it to them cheaper instead of $35 like I normally do. A lot cheaper. Someone's going to be just fine and happy with this. Someone that may live in middle of New York City will be like, dang, this is a beautiful thing. I've never seen something so beautiful. Okay? The stuff doesn't have to be perfect every time.
That's one thing a lot of older guys have told me about, raising kids or whatever. They said if they want to do it, take them, do as much as they want. But they said when they really start getting burnt out, kind of back off a little bit, or you will burn them out. And, they're talking from experience because they know. federal refuge deal that no trapping on, but they had to have some paperwork done because stuff was getting out of hand. So
I hope that was open for whenever. So we didn't go in during the day and we stuck in at night with our night lights. Hey, you're such a disappointment to me.
But we was in there. I knew it was supposed to get really cold and ice up. And where I'm at in southern Indiana, we don't trap beaver through the ice. One, where it's truly safe. And two, I just don't.
When this comes back too, a lot of the fur's gonna hang over the edge. It's gonna be fun, right? I know some people are like, well, man, that's a shitty tack job. Well, motherfucker, let's see you do a better job. Pardon for the cursing, but I want to see you sit there and do a better job at this when you're in a hurry and you have as much experience as I do doing them this way, and you haven't done them in like 2 or 3 years, and you've only done about 5 of them. Tell me you can do a better job. Sorry for cursing, but like, haters suck. There's this scenario the other day. I was talking to this girl, just friendly, checking in on her, saying, hey, how's it going? You know, make sure she's all right. Being a friend that I wish I had growing up that check in on me when you're a little depressed, maybe make your day better. All of a sudden, she turns around and snaps on me, and I'm like, as simple as a hair trigger, boom, from kind of snapping on you. And I'm like, what in the world? It just messed my day up and messed my week up. Just sorry for trying to be kind to somebody, and then this lady just turns around and just snaps at me. I'm like, so I'm still a little flustered from it, because it's mind-boggling to somebody to be that nice and caring, to turn around and believe some other person's word and drag you through the mud all over social media because you were being kind to them, checking in on them, just having a conversation. She also just was thinking, oh, I'm trying to hit on her, and it's not that at all. It's just being a good friend. And apparently in today's society, guys cannot talk to women without it being considered hitting on them. Even if you're saying, hey, how's it going? Because you have surgery recently. Hey, how's your ear? You know, you had surgery. How's your hearing? Just checking in on people. Being a good person, you know? Just small talk about life. Turns into, you're crazy. Don't talk to me. Let's see. My best friend says you're crazy. Don't ever talk to me again. Whatever. Long story short, for years I had her blocked. There's this whole scenario similar to this years ago with her, but I gave her the benefit of the doubt that she grew up. She didn't. For years it was one of those things from like 2014 on to 2016. If I saw an account by her, her mother, anybody by her, blocked. Didn't want anything to do with her because it was so toxic. Gave her the benefit of the doubt, and also now I get stabbed back again. So, yeah. If people are going to be nice to you, check in on you, maybe think positive intent instead of negative intent, because all suddenly, someone that has really good intent, just absolute caring, loving person, gladly be single the rest of his life if it leads to more positivity in the world, gets turned around and bitched at over literally nothing. All of a sudden one day, get snapped on and bitched at, like crazy. I'm sorry, I'm twisting my chest and my back hurts. I don't know the field of view, I can't see my camera right now. Still working on this one. Just life is crazy, man. You try to be a good person, there's always got to be someone there to try to ruin your positivity. Especially after having one of the most amazing conversations with one of my friends the day before. And just talking about like life and how everything so misconstrued about white people, black people, because she's a black girl, and she was like, thank you for talking to me and just being a good person, and actually showing me that not all white people are just as bad as they make them out to be. You're actually a genuinely wholesome guy and never change. This whole amazing conversation in the morning, the very next day, it just get ripped apart by somebody else. Like, bro, what is wrong with people?
That was pretty neat, and then I started in the hound hunting. That kind of took over,
Because now I know I'm getting attracted to mud, and I have her freaking friends in my DMs attacking me now. They don't even know the whole situation, and I'm over here like, I was just trying to be a good person. And now she has all these people convinced because she's manipulating them into thinking I'm this bad person, and I'm like, all because someone gave her a cell phone where she can just talk whatever she wants on social media. And that's why I hate social media, because no matter how good of a person you are, how much you're just a good guy in general, she goes and twists her story. People feel sorry for her because she's a cancer survivor, this and that. Like I did, I felt sorry, I was like, just being nice, be a good person to her. And And all of a sudden she turns around and rips me apart. Now all of her cancer survivor friends are sitting here attacking me online. So what are you talking about? Leave her alone. You're mean. I'm like, bro, legitimately was talking to her and she snapped on me and I turned around and said, where's this come from? I literally have people say I'm the nicest person I've ever met and never changed and haven't changed since high school. I've been a genuinely good guy. The next day I'm getting attacked by somebody. She's like, well, all my friends say this, but there's one of them that says you're a good guy, right? Well, the problem is it's one of her friends that said I'm not a good guy, and the one friend that does is actually a genuinely reliable person that is actually overall known as a good person that's not going to lie, speculate, and cause drama, right? She was one of the persons that's going to cause drama, and now here we are, this whole scenario. Over words somebody else said. She never even gave me a chance to develop her own opinion about me. That's the craziest part. She wasn't mentally capable of creating her own opinion about somebody based off her experience talking to the person. She had to take someone else's experience. And you know, when people do that, how the hell are you supposed to know if that person, what they're telling you is the truth or not? You're just going to take everything your friend says is truth? That must be miserable. What if they're out to get you and they take it as truth and then they bite you in the ass? Apparently she didn't think about that. It's a saddle, not supposed to take it off, but I've always taken it off and it turns out fine. See all that fat? I always worry about like cutting off because people talk about hair slippage, but I've never had hair slip, right? And I know the fat doesn't really dry and fat rots. So
I met him over there to Little Valley Cat County Convention.
it is what it is, but the saddle, I cut some of the saddle off and just, I don't have a scraper, so I got to do cutting instead of, you know, other stuff. There's the pelt. There it is.
I just said, do you want to go to New York? He said, yeah, I'll go. So,
Just, if you take anything away from what you heard me say today, be a good person. Not everybody has negative intent. Let's always assume positive intent until you it's proven that it's not negative or positive intent. Okay? Because probably a good chance it's good intent, and there's a really good chance on social media through text that stuff's going to be twisted and misinterpreted because there's no emotion. But to turn around and call somebody crazy, in my opinion, getting told that out of nowhere is like comparing someone to the scum of the earth. Someone that's like the bottom of the rotten fish barrel. That was like super disrespectful, in my opinion. I don't think you get much lower than that, because to me, scum, like crazy people, mass murderers, people killing people walking around with needles, sticking people. There's someone going around Portland years ago with hepatitis and sticking people randomly. That's crazy to me. Someone that cares and actually is a genuinely good person is not crazy. And getting compared to something so shitty is like someone walking up, spitting in the face and slapping you and walking away. And that's the way I took it. And it drives me nuts. That she had the audacity to do that to somebody that was just being a caring person. The audacity of her is crazy. That's crazy to me. It's mind-boggling for me that someone would do such a stupid thing like that or be so crappy. So I was raised to be a good person. All right, I'm going to put this up somewheres over here and see how it looks. Yeah, it's just
that sort of stuff.
As a single guy, you have single on your profile on Facebook, right? It says that and all that stuff, and then Drew Dan, I'm sure is gonna come like, man, this is why I'm off social media and I hate Facebook. And like, Drew Dan's gonna be right. You know, that's smart. I got on there to talk to my friends. She was supposed to be a friend. So I have friends that I'm with, friends with my uncles, all my family in New York, family in Italy. I'm friends with all these people that I can't just pick up the phone and call on the cell phone. So that's why I'm on Facebook. Then you talk to these people, these like high school friends and college friends, and they're all of a sudden someone just drags you through the mud like that. It's like, what is wrong with you? Like, I hate saying this about people, but it's going as far as saying that's mental illness. That's like schizophrenic. Her behavior that day, from me talking to her nicely to snapping on me, was a schizophrenic snap of behavior change. Just boom, changed, and it was attacking me. out of nowhere. Like, that's schizophrenic level. And then to turn around and call me crazy, the one that's not crazy, and then go slander me, saying I'm crazy and I'm doing all this stuff to her and all this stuff, saying all this stuff. And to convince, she obviously said enough stuff. I don't know what she said, but she said enough stuff to get her friends to DM me and attack me. What possibly she said, I have no clue.
Another weird thing I noticed is it seems like we're seeing some more gray fox around.
A spiteful, vengeful person like that is a cancer survivor, should not be doing that, because when karma comes around and she catches cancer again, she's going to be begging for people to feel bad for her, and all of a sudden, if she's going to do this to people, why the hell should people feel bad for her if she's going to be this spiteful? You know? Like, sorry you're a bitch and you caught cancer again because karma caught up to you. What, you want me to feel bad for you now? People are just bad. I hate them. Women, man, I swear. With that being said, like I already told you, the day before I talked to one of the most amazing people, one of my most amazing friends, nicest people ever, sweetest woman ever. So don't take me like women. I just had a lot of bad experience with women. Yeah. Because 99% of the stuff that turned out is me getting attacked is because it was over a conversation through text and it was misinterpreted, and then it gets stated as facts and I get attacked by all kinds of people. And it's because it was through text, and in other words, if we actually talked on the phone or there's actually emotion there, it never would have happened. None of the things that I've ever been attacked for would have happened. It would have been purely, there would have been emotion, it would have never happened. None of it. None of it. But since I tried a conversation about text without, there's no emotion there, I get attacked for shit. For being the guy that's creepy or hitting on him or whatever. For just caring. Being a good guy. You know, like I said, hey, how's it going? You know, hey, you doing all right? You know, just checking in. Make sure you're having a good day. And it's not even like I text them every day. Every couple days I send a message to a few different friends randomly. Hey, how's it going? And that's apparently the creepy guy. The guy that cares. The guy that makes sure you're having a good day. And not depressed, not suicidal. Because I don't want to see my friends kill themselves. Because all of a sudden nobody's checking on them. And all of a sudden my friends are gone and I don't ever get to talk to them again. That's what I'm trying to prevent. Trying to care so my friends, if they are suicidal, they have somebody to talk to. And I will sit down. I don't care what I'm doing. I don't care where I am. On my birthday, I don't care where I am working. I will tell my boss, I need to step aside. My friends having a crisis and I need to talk to them. And I will stop and talk to my friends. I don't care how long it takes. I will care for that person. But apparently that's considered, anything remotely close to caring is considered creepy or shit like that. It's mind-boggling. People are such idiots. Such little shits.
I drive 10 miles to work, and I drive 10 miles down back home, and I've never seen a
because every time I've ever had interaction with people in person, it's never been, hey, this is a bad person. All my friends I talk to, all the people I talk to in person, know that I'm one of the sweetest people and a really good guy. Would never hurt a fly on a person. Would never hurt a person. Ever. But yet, over text, I'm this horrible person. Because there's no emotion, there's no like, hey, this is how, you're just checking in, you know, just make sure you're all right. None of that. It's, you're this, you're that, because they can't read emotion. They can't read that I'm just checking in. This is why social media is such a crap that ruins the world. Good for you, Judith and Dan, for not being on Facebook, because it's absolute crap.
If you take the cats I've caught in traps, or run them out.
Trying to be a good guy gets you bit in the butt.
I think I've seen maybe two cats. And one of them, I was driving.
Just making sure somebody doesn't hurt themselves, because maybe someone, you know, they're struggling a little bit. Checking in on their mental health, because mental health matters. I'm the bad guy.
And I've seen some crossing the road.
All right, see you guys. Thanks for being here. Sorry about my TED Talk. We got the skinning done. We got it all done. Got it all tacked out. And let's look at it real quick. That's what it looks like. Not ideal. It's not perfectly round. It's a rat. They're a little harder to skin. But you know what? I can always cut these tabs off, make it a little more round, and it'll be fine. It'll still sell fine. People will be perfectly happy with it. The main focus here is the fur quality is high quality. The fur itself is thick, and that's the selling point when I sell them. I don't sell them because they're perfectly skinned, perfect top lot quality. I sell because of the thickness of the fur and the quality of the fur. And that's what I sell on, and that's why people are happy. Have a good day. Thanks for being here. See you later.